In the 1960s, at the height of the Cold War, the Soviets started to experiment with a new type of technology. This new technology was the winging ground or ground effect vehicles. The objective at the time was for military applications, as the Soviets wanted to challenge American superiority in naval warfare. The Russians, however, were not the ones developing the technology. It was Toyo Perio from Finland who patented his design in 1935. Before we continue, we'd like to say a few words. We at Commerce and Culture appreciate you dropping by, and it would really make our day if you can just click the subscribe button for us and knock the notification bell. It would really help us to create more useful videos like this for you. Now, back to the GEVs. The ground effect vehicle was a technology that had been around for several years and developed as experimental crafts by the Soviets and tested in the Caspian Sea. The craft was named Ekranoplan, literally screen effect in Russian. It later came to be known as the Caspian Monster, a play on the letters found on the Ekranoplan, KM, which denoted that it was a stereotype model. This later morphed into the Caspian Sea Monster. Led by Rostislav Alexiev, ground effect craft development in the USSR was undertaken by the Soviet Central Hydrofoil Design Bureau. Alexiev received support and financial resources from Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev, who saw the military potential for such a craft and how it would benefit the USSR. Several manned and unmanned prototypes were manufactured, up to 8 tons in displacement. The Bureau developed a 550-ton military Ekranoplan of 92 meters in length to be based on the Caspian Sea. It was a success as a prototype, as although it was designed to travel a maximum of 3 meters above the sea, it was found to be most efficient at 20 meters and able to reach a top speed of 300 to 400 knots in research flights. With the support of Minister of Defense Dmitry Ustinov, the Bureau produced the most successful Ekranoplan so far, the 125-ton A-90 Orleanov. These craft were developed as high-speed military transports and were normally based on the shores of the Caspian Sea and Black Sea. The Soviet Navy ordered 120 Orleanov-class Ekranoplans, but later reduced to fewer than 30 vessels, with planned deployment mainly with the Black Sea and Baltic Sea fleets. The 400-ton Lewin-class Ekranoplan was later built as an anti-ship missile launch platform in 1987. A second Lewin, renamed Spazatel, was supposed to deployed as a rescue vessel, but the ship never saw the light of day for reasons unknown. There were 2 major problems that the Soviets faced with the Ekranoplans: poor longitudinal stability and unreliable navigation. The first flight of the Ekranoplan took place on the 16th of October, 1966 in the Caspian Sea with Rostislav Alexiev, the founder of the project, himself in the cockpit. The flight was a success, however, due to the leadership change in the Kremlin and other factors, the project came to a halt in 1980, also with the death of Alexiev in that year after a flight accident. The Americans, not wanting to be left behind, tried to develop their own version of the Ekranoplan and came up with plans, but these never materialized, mainly because it was decided that they had no need for such strategic or tactical vessels. Ground effect vehicles, GEVs, are aircraft that use unique aerodynamics to fly or glide over a cushion of air close to the ground or water. GEVs are designed to operate mainly over water bodies as they make use of added lift due to the ground effect, which uses the reactive force of air closer to the surface of the earth or water. The ground effect increases the closer you get to the surface, peaking at an altitude of around 5% of the wingspan, making the craft operate around 1.5 times as efficiently as it does in free flight. During the Cold War, the wing and ground crafts were developed mainly for military applications as they provided many capabilities that existing technologies couldn't. They could carry a massive amount of payload at high speed, were stealthy in operation, flying low enough to avoid radar and above water to avoid sonar detection. After the demise of the Soviet-era project, the GEV technology lost popularity partly because it was seen as expensive with little or no benefit other than military use. Thanks to more stringent emission regulation, particularly near ports and coastline, wing and ground aircraft are being explored for civilian use. Electric propulsion brings more advantages to this technology. The maritime industry is undergoing an overhaul after the IMO regulation, with the marine industry's fuel being sulfur-heavy because it's the lowest cost. Regulatory bodies have been trying to curb pollutants, continually lowering the maximum allowable limit for various harmful effluents. It is worth noting that, in 2005, the International Maritime Organization, IMO, classified the GEV under the category of ships. This classification should help signatory states to regulate the industry more effectively and make it more transparent for industry players to operate. Many transporters have turned towards electric ferries, which require huge batteries. These electric ferries also require a very robust charging infrastructure, creating a gap in the market for smaller emission-free sea vessels, and this is where the GEVs can be a solution. The GEVs are more efficient than equivalent aircraft and quicker than equivalent marine vessels. Since the fuselage can be designed in any shape and is not restricted to any particular shape, and also since no pressurization is needed, the wing and ground craft can go 6 times faster than displacement craft, plus no infrastructure is needed as water is the runway. Modern versions catering for civilian applications are generally planned to be smaller crafts that can accommodate between 8 to 12 passengers, although some variants are planned for higher capacity to operate as ferries and can reach speeds as high as 100 to 200 knots. There are special requirements that may need to be in place though, such as dedicated routings and flying heights. These are steps to be taken to ensure safety of the craft and of other users such as boats or ships that utilize the same space as the GEVs. By introducing GEVs into public transportation systems, cities could benefit from faster, more efficient and environmentally friendly transportation options, particularly over water bodies. Ground effect vehicles, GEVs, can greatly contribute to the public transportation system in several ways. Increased efficiency. GEVs operate around 1.5 times more efficiently than equivalent aircraft in free flight due to the ground effect, making them an energy-efficient mode of transportation. This means they can carry more passengers and cargo while consuming less fuel, reducing costs and emissions. GEVs are quicker than equivalent marine vessels, which can reduce travel times for passengers and cargo. They can also travel up to 6 times faster than displacement craft, which means they can cover longer distances in less time. With more stringent maritime emission regulations and the arrival of electric aviation technology, GEVs are becoming a more environmentally friendly option for public transportation. Electric-powered GEVs are emission-free and can help reduce pollution in cities and coastal areas. The fuselage of a GEV can be designed in any shape, making it a versatile option for transporting passengers and cargo. They can also operate over water bodies, allowing for direct routes over bodies of water, which can reduce travel times and improve connectivity. GEVs can carry a massive amount of payload at high speed, making them a cost-effective option for public transportation. With electric propulsion, there are added benefits such as better hardware maneuvering, motors can be spun in reverse for braking, and distributed propulsion can be used, leading to even more efficient cruise. Overall, GEVs have the potential to offer a more efficient, faster, environmentally friendly, versatile, and cost-effective option for public transportation, making them an attractive choice for cities and coastal areas looking to improve their transportation systems. GEVs can open up new transportation routes over water bodies that were previously inaccessible or impractical. By identifying and developing new routes, GEV operators can attract customers who are looking for faster, more efficient, and more convenient ways to travel. GEVs can be marketed to niche audiences such as tourists, commuters, and even emergency response teams. Tourists, for example, may be attracted to the unique and exciting experience of traveling on a GEV, while emergency response teams may see the value in the speed and efficiency of GEVs for reaching remote areas quickly. Several companies are in various development stages to build a modern version of the GEV and are now either in the planning or prototype stages. These GEVs are being built for civilian or other applications, including search and rescue, maritime patrol, and reconnaissance or first responder roles. Civilian applications include tourism, cargo, or logistic support to seagoing vessels or oil platforms. It would be interesting to see the developments coming in the next 2 to 3 years. Thank you for watching.